Welcome to our panel discussion titled Swedish Innovation and Technology for Sustainability, an event organized by the Swedish Embassy in Romania and the Green Tech and Film Festival. My name is Nicoleta Talpeș and I will be your host for today. So thank you for joining us for this important discussion on how Swedish technology and innovations contribute to sustainability. We will explore various perspectives and innovative solutions presented by industry leaders and technology experts from Swedish companies operating in Romania. Let's kick off our panel with Teodora Jurable, who serves as the marketing head for Electrolux in Romania. Teodora brings a wealth of experience in marketing and a passion for sustainability. She will provide insights into how Electrolux is pioneering innovative initiatives to promote environmental responsibility and sustainable practices in the region.
Hello, thank you for inviting me here to this insightful conversation. I will start by mentioning Electrolux Group Sustainability Framework, which is named for the Better 2030, meaning that our aim is to drive business toward climate neutrality and circularity between 2020 and 2030 across the value chain by 2050. With no time to waste and no effort to grade, we are trying to make a difference now. We are building a better company as 60% of the energy used in our operations comes from renewable sources. We are engineering better solutions. 97 of our products with refrigerants have switched to low global warming gases. And we are enabling better living. 28 less food waste with our new built-in refrigerator. So with every achievement, we are trying to move a step closer to strengthening our commitment to shape living for the better. I will give you some examples which shows our sustainability approach in action. In the jungle of white boxes, it's not easy for consumers to make an informed decision about household appliances, as approximately 85% of the climate impact of an appliance is generated when it's in use. Information about energy efficiency is key for consumers. Electrolux Group uses the Eureco third-party ranking system, among other parameters, to quantify the energy performance of its products by rating them as gold, silver, bronze, or no labor. So only products that are rated gold are included in our range, newly launched Electrolux Eco line, which showcases the group's most energy-efficient products for European consumers. So last year, when we launched this new range, around 10% of the total products sold in Europe were part of this selection. And our goal is to increase more this type of products. Also, the Electrolux Eco line range is appreciated by retailers as it helps bring sustainability to the retail floor in a more tangible and consumer-focused way. And of course, it supports consumers to reduce environmental impact in their homes. When it comes to healthier and more sustainable eating, Electrolux products can help people to cook in ways that are better for their health. For example, cooking with steam can be healthier and more efficient. So, steam ovens can help retain more nutrients in meals. They can also reduce food waste by enabling people to easily reheat leftovers without drying them out. Additionally, steam ovens are using 20 less energy than conventionally cooking techniques. Another example comes from our product air fryer, which helps healthier oil-free cooking, bringing up to 70 less fat and 34 less calories compared with conventional frying. And another example, in dish appliances, the quick select function with Ecometer, which is a dishwasher control interface that intuitively indicates to the consumers how they can save energy and water. As the user slides the cycle length and chooses or selects additional options, the Ecometer on the interface changes to indicate the eco performance of each selection. Another example comes in Electrolux washing machines range with steam function, which can help consumers around the world to use less water and energy while making clothes last longer. One of our recent reports about laundry habits highlighted that many consumers unnecessarily wash clothes just to get their garments feeling fresh. But we have function like Steam Care and Pro Steam, which allow consumers to freshen up clothes when they do not need a full wash. Such function use up to 90% less water and 30 less energy compared to a complete washing cycle. Another example is auto-dose function, which weighs the laundry and automatically dispenses just the right amount of detergent for optimal results. Now, just a few words on the Romanian level, how we championing this sustainability direction. And here I want to mention one of our most important campaigns, Make It Last, which is the first consumer-facing campaign putting sustainability in focus and building an emotional connection with consumer. With this campaign, we want to inspire consumers to give their clothes a longer life for a more sustainable future. Also, we have a long-term partnership with key influencers like famous chefs to bring the no food waste message to the consumers and trying to support them having this more healthier eating lifestyle. And also, I want to mention in the end, one of our programs in place, Food Heroes, which is a project created by Electrolux Food Foundation with the goal of educating kids for more sustainable eating habits. In Romania, this year we are implementing it for the fourth year in a row. And so far we reach more than 60,000 children around the main cities. And we are aiming to reach even more this year and trying, to build together a more sustainable future. So thank you very much for making me part of this conversation and looking forward for your questions.
Thank you, Theodora. Next up, we have Adrian Geller, the Global Sustainability Manager at Autoliv. With a strong background in sustainability management, Adrian leads Autoliv's effort in implementing eco-friendly practices and reducing carbon emissions. He will shed light on Autoliv's sustainable strategies and how they are driving positive change within the automotive industry.
It's a pleasure to be here and discuss with you and with the other panelists as well to address virtually to the ones which will see the movie during the festival. I will start top down, but also bottom to down, starting with Autoliv, which is the leader on safety solutions for mobility. And I'm referring this in here to the airbags production, seatbelt production, steering wheels, but also new products which will redefine the safety mobility solutions. Speaking about and putting Autoliv into a background, 7 years we started this journey, and we are the inventors of the seat belts in the 3 points and the many other innovations which along it is really saving the lives. And speaking about 2023, Autoliv managed to save 35,000 lives and prevent serious injuries for 450,000 cases. And this is what our mission, and we are living upon this mission. Speaking about Autoliv Romania inside Europe is the biggest company. We are having somewhere around 8 factories and 10,000 people. And we are the 3rd place in Autoliv globally. Many times we lead as number, but in terms of complexity, we are leading in Autoliv globally. And we are having the production for all the product. But nonetheless, linking to our discussion today, we are having a lot of engineering leaders and the technical centers which are really driving the innovations. And for sure, we are linking now the innovation with the sustainability. Speaking about sustainability, we define our goals in 2020, adhering to SBTi targets, an reduction of 1.5 degrees climate reduction by 2040. And we are having our targets defined as carbon neutral in 2030, meaning that in our factory, scope 1 and 2, and I'll give some references. Scope 1, it's all the emissions you are producing, and scope 2, mostly it's referring to your energy you are using. And we are having our target carbon net zero in 2040, meaning that we will not have any emissions in our production and processes. And scope 3 in here is referring mainly to the supply chain. This just to give us some ground. And I would say Romania is an integrative part of our efforts. We are implementing solution. We are leading solution from here. I would say, like me, I'm based in Romania, but I'm overseeing globally all the sustainability, mainly for the customers. And we are working with all the major OEMs in Europe, but also we are using the major OEMs in China and in the other regions. And it's a day-to-day effort. It's a different effort. And for sure, sustainability, it's not to speak only about climate, but also to refer to the other part of what is ESG, environmental, which mainly we are confusing with the climate. It is much more, it is interdependency. Safety or social and human rights responsibility. For first and foremost, the safety is on the first place for our workers, and not only for to develop business solution and safety solution for the others. And for sure, responsible business as the G is related to the governance and having ethical behavior and many other topics. Coming back to the solution, as we are speaking about technology, we are acting and we are having public our initiatives in all the areas, starting from the supply chain, starting from the design, and going to till the end, and following a circular economy. So the initiatives are based in two main directions. One is the factory-based, so to say, internal, what we are doing internal to reduce intensity of the energy usage, as well to use renewable energy. And in here, I'm proud to say, even I'm not sure it's public or not, but since 2022, Romania is the first country in Autoliv which is having 100% renewable electricity, and we are leading as well. We are leading and working on other solutions, having solar panel and what's so-called the PPA and the VPPA, meaning to have our own production nearby site, but also to use virtually. And we are actively working on other projects and innovation, I would say, new solution for renewable energy and usage. Even it is not homologated, we are trying and developing and using, I would say. And I'm very happy to see this. As well, we are globally working to achieve the same carbon neutrality for the other plants. And I would say, while mentioning this, since we are speaking about Romania, I'm very proud to say that from Romania, we're leading initiatives in all the areas with our people which are having European and global responsibilities, doing this for Autoliv Romania, but also for the global plants. And I would say it's a great development in the last year, a lot of efforts, and we could say that we are starting to reach a maturity after 26, 27 years of our presence in Romania. Speaking about product itself, it's a lot of effort in here. It's very easy to say why you have a product or why you don't have a product in such with zero emissions. We are first and foremost producing safety solutions, and for sure we need to follow our regulations related to safety, NCAP, but also the external regulation. As well, now we know that at least in Europe is leading with all the regulations which are starting to take place. If I'm referring to CSDD, CSDDD, I don't want to bother with a lot of names, but the efforts are very focused, and we are referring to the products, we are referring to materials, and last but not least, we are referring on the way you are making business as a company. And for sure, first and foremost, you need to deliver for your stakeholder, stay profitable, and well, stay wealthy and deliver wealthy products for the society with zero emission where possible, if possible. You will see some examples. Some of them are developed in Romania. Speaking about materials and design, I would say it's coming together hand in hand, and sometimes you don't know how you are starting. You are starting to develop a product to serve the purpose, or you are saying, I want to use some material to serve the purpose. I would say it's coming both ways. It's not one definition. As well, being neutral and having low emission, it's also speaking about how you are defining yourself in terms of footprint, including the transportation of the material coming from overseas. And you know by today that in Europe, we have a high dependency on materials coming from overseas. Despite the economical challenges and the other aspects, we are speaking about emission during the transport. And we are also focusing how to produce new materials, how to produce new solutions in order to reduce this carbon footprint dependency. One example, it is the magnesium we are using in our steering wheels, for example, which is accountable for the highest emission of the steering wheel. Most of the emission, I would say, it's coming from this. And as maybe it's not so, I would say, obvious, but 95% of production of magnesium is coming from China. And still it's a limited production, and we are starting to recycle this magnesium. And this is coming on both ways, reducing the dependency, as well it is reducing the emissions. And by 2024, while we are speaking, we are reaching somewhere around 40% recycled magnesium. You may say, okay, why are you not doing 100%? We are doing, and we are having projects with our customer, but we are having heavily development and in order to meet the safety conditions. I would say we are on the way, and proudly I would say most of the job, what I can say, it is developed in Romania, in our production plants with our engineering in Romania, and we are continuing. The other discussion is related to steel, green steel, so-called, and we are starting to use green steel, and we are leading with our purchasing team in Romania globally this initiative for all Autoliv globally. I would say we know the capacity of the green steel with almost zero emission. It is limited, and it is a lot of competition in here. And as well, it is not obvious. You need to see that if your products are meeting the safety conditions. As well, if we are going to other materials, I would say we are not looking only to what materials were introduced into the supply chain, but we are looking to what is happening at the end of the line, and we are speaking about circular economy. We know that we have now new directives in place, like end of life vehicles, in which you have obligation to use some percentage of recycled material, meaning the obligation are to our customers, big producers, and we are working to find also solutions in here. And I would say it is a very complex topics, because you need to ensure first and foremost the chain custody of the materials, what is happening, who is accountable, how you are able to collect this material and use it, how you are able to recognize it. But it's starting with the beginning, it's starting with the design, how you are making your design of the product in such a way that it will not contain some dangerous materials, what's so-called, how you are able to design your product in order to be easy to dismantle those products, to separate the different materials. And this is, I would say, where we are working on also. It's a long road, and we are looking for partnership as well. And our efforts are leading to it. And what you will see also in some images and presentation, you will see that redefining mobility safety, you will see some solutions. Part of them which are designed in here, you will see those airbags which are external to a car, which implemented since years with Volvo. Since you are speaking about Sweden, we are a Swedish company for sure. I think we are the biggest Swedish company in Romania. And those part of this solution was developed in Brasov in here. I remember my days in engineering, which we work on it. We didn't thought by the days long time ago that we are speaking about sustainability. But here we meet by today, and this is leading to other discussion, other innovations. You'll see some safety solution for bikers, for motorcycles, and even to wear a vest which will protect the life. It is obvious that those solutions are needed. In the other hand, you need to qualify to follow the external standards, and this is what we are doing tremendous work on. And speaking about products, there are a lot of discussion. Even I put a new innovation from last year. I think is the first airbag, which is obvious or not, but it's using the air instead of different product chemicals. And I would say it's reducing the use of different materials and chemicals, and it's basically, I would say, sustainable to use air. So we are working on all the aspects, and for sure we have a great I would say focus on our suppliers, to educate our suppliers, to work with our suppliers, supply chain. Most of the emission of a company, industrial companies, are coming from the components, from the materials, and this is where our efforts are focused as well. We know it's a long journey, especially when you have thousands and thousands of suppliers, and you need to reach most of them, and not all of them, in order to align with you, work with you, develop solutions which will shape the future. So I would say for Autoliv Romania, happy to say that many of the innovation are starting in here. We are part of the group. We are developing together with the group solutions. And those solutions, I would say it's visible or not, but we know that our products are having only one chance, and this chance is happening once. You need to prevent a severe or an injury or to save the life. And this is, I would say, our mission as well, our passion, I would say, and we are well in our path to develop sustainable products, but also to develop sustainable solution in all the aspects of sustainability, as I mentioned, in the environment, being a safety and inclusive workplace, and with respect to the human rights and social aspects as well, conducting very aligned and having a good governance for the company. As we know, we are listed in US Stock Exchange and the Swedish Stock Exchange, and we need to have, and we have in a very organized and behavior as a company.
Thank you, Adrian.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your intervention. Now, let's welcome Mats Lundin, the country manager for Romania at Emergy. With his expertise in renewable energy, Mats will discuss hydrogen production using wind and solar power to reach the targets in EU's Renewable Energy Directive. Mats, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you very much, Nicoletta. Thank you. And also thank you for letting me be here together with all these distinguished speakers. Having listened to some of the things that were said here before, we have heard about food that kind of started to make me actually a little bit hungry for our lunch coming up later on here. But we also heard about the safety issues and so on, about driving cars, etc., which are connected with consumers. And at the Emergy Group from Sweden, we are normally not interacting directly with consumers. However, renewable energy is something that is being fed from our wind turbines, PV installation, photovoltaics, into the national power grid and used either directly by consumers as electricity in their homes, but also to a very large degree in industries that are, for example, producing food or producing safety equipment for cars, transportation, etc. And this is really where I see how the benefit of the transition away from the old coal-fired power plants in Romania and moving over to wind and solar power is really changing what goes into our products that we are using. It's very important to really see how one is moving the renewable, sustainable energy into those consumer products. Now, I don't know how many of you that are aware of it, but there is a directive in the European Union that is called the Renewable Energy Directive. And that requires the industry to start using green hydrogen and move away from the methane or what we normally call the natural gas or something like that, what we have, and instead using green hydrogen. Green hydrogen is something that is being produced to a large extent using electrolyzers. Probably like myself, it was a long time since you were studying chemistry, but if you trust me on this one, you basically take electricity and through the use of water, able to separate the hydrogen from the oxygen, the H2O. Now we got a little bit of chemistry lessons here, obviously, in the early morning as well. But what is important from this directive is that the renewable energy that is being used producing this hydrogen has to come from wind and solar power plants that are not old and already built, but in essence, you have to build new ones. The directive also requires these new facilities to not be, for example, over in Spain or Africa, where maybe one could produce electricity very cheaply. However, what they are promoting is also what we can call local production. So for the industry in Romania, that means that they have to look for production sources of renewable energy in Romania, and the wind and solar power plants will have to be fairly new, at least approximately 3 years. What type of industries are we really talking about? How does this affect you as a consumer? Well, if we take some very large consumers in Romania at the moment of hydrogen, it is the refineries. Today, most of us at least are still using gasoline or diesel-driven cars. Ourselves, we are actually from Emergy's side, we are working at the moment also looking to see how we can charge electrical vehicles. But again, still we have to see and we have to realize that most of the cars are still going to be using gasoline and diesel. These products require hydrogen as one component that goes into the production. The Renewable Energy Directive takes really the aim at these processes and require them to shift to the green hydrogen. And then by kind of matching here, we are seeing that the chain from the wind power plant that you may see on the side of the road driving down to Constanza is actually feeding into the refinery with the green hydrogen that goes into the car that you're driving. We are seeing how the chain is closing up between production and consumer products. And I think this is one of the most important things for companies like us at Emergy. We have to realize that we are in fact dealing with end consumers' requirements. We need to bring down the cost of production. Renewable energy through electricity has to be affordable. Now, you may be thinking about how can we see this affordability, because if we are starting to produce more expensive hydrogen, well, maybe the price of gasoline and diesel will go up. That's true. But there are alternatives. And if we look at this potential of using electrical vehicles where you are charging with renewable energy, the cost is actually cheaper to drive an electrical car versus a gasoline or a diesel car to a large extent. Not only because of just the fuel, but also in terms of like maintenance and operational costs. So again, it's to take a quite complex situation and realizing that the renewable energy that goes into the battery of your EV, your electrical vehicle, is an important consumer product again. So I don't want to dwell too much about this, but what I do want to point out is really the importance of bringing in renewable energy into everybody's daily life, and thereby being able to not only enjoying a better environment, a sustainable environment, but also continue enjoying the life that we are living today.
Our next speaker is Andrei Manea, the Head of Development for Romania at OX2. Andrei is instrumental in driving OX2 renewable energy projects and overcoming challenges in the Romanian market. He will provide insights into OX2's renewable energy technologies and their role in shaping the future of sustainable energy production.
Just to say hello to everybody. I'm glad to be here in this very selected panel, and to also to listen some let's say success stories about sustainability. It's interesting to see what's happening also in other industry, not in the one you are acting on the daily basis. What is happening with food, because when you are going to practical as a consumer to buy something, not always you are having the analyzing from sustainability point of view what you are buying. To be honest, the majority of people are looking for the price. So I think it's an important webinar where we can show people, consumers which are interested in different industry, how the sustainability is passing from the idea to the implementation. Going forward to our industry, to the energy industry, I will tell you some words about OX2, the company which started in Sweden and entered in Romania in 2021, in the first part of the year. I will tell you some numbers, some facts about the company, and after that I'll refer also to what we are doing in Romania. So, as I said, we are a Swedish company. We are involved in development, construction, and operation of different technologies to produce electricity, clean electricity only. We are involved in onshore wind power, in offshore solar, and also we started to be more active in the energy storage side. We are currently present in 12 markets, and we are still trying to expand also to other new markets. We have around 500 colleagues, and until now we sold around 5 gigawatts of projects around the world. In our portfolio, we're having around 34 gigawatts of projects in development in different stages around the world, and in construction around 1 gigawatt in this moment in time. Besides this, we are doing also the asset management for our projects, which we'll build them in the past, and we are taking care of around 5 gigawatts of wind projects around the world. Related to sustainability in general, we are very focused on sustainability in our projects and everything practical we are doing through our work. But we are also science-based targets related to our activity. For example, for wind farms, it's very important to take in consideration the environmental requirements. And despite the fact in some countries like Romania, there is not such strict regulation related to environmental. OX2, it's applying the European and international environmental request. So we are practically doing more than the authorities in Romania are doing. We are doing more studies. When we are developing a project, we are starting with the monitoring period of 1 year before the construction at least. We're having also during the construction another monitoring period, and after that in the operation phase. And this is done with international consultants in order to apply the best practices in the field. This is only an example because, somehow through the definition of the green energy, we are practically somehow in the lead compared with other technology used to produce electricity. So wind and solar are by definition clean and sustainable technologies, but on the entire value chain of producing the equipment, of developing and constructing wind farms and solar, we are very careful with whatever is needed in order to have a less impact in our areas. Okay. What we are doing in this moment from our share of technologies, it's, let's say, more or less split it between wind, onshore and offshore, where we have 70%. 20% of our projects are related to PV, and we have 3% of storage, which is starting to rise in this period of time and becoming more and more interesting for the industry. What I will refer a little bit to the solar part of our activity, because in solar the footprint it's more intensive compared with the wind. because large solar projects are covering large parts of land, and I don't know if everybody knows, but it's becoming more and more, let's say, more and more clear that we should combine, the producing of renewable electricity with the usage of agricultural lands. And what is happening right now in all the world, in Europe and also in Romania, there is the agri PV projects, which are combining those two, the usage of the land, of the agricultural land for pasture, for different types of cultures, and also the presence of the solar PV. And I think in Romania we are on the right track with this technology, and we'll see in the next period of time a lot of projects combining this. Practically not to take the agricultural land from the circuit without having the possibility to use a part of it also for agriculture. This is one of the things which are, let's say, important to have it in our mind. Another thing is related for the wind farm, for example, because a lot of discussions are around windmills, which are very high in this moment, are around 200 and something meters. And we have birds, bats, and whatever it's in that part related to biodiversity. There are a lot of studies now that we can implement also new technology which can protect the biodiversity with some, there are some equipments which are mounted on in the wind farm, and they are practically helping us, to monitor the birds, if the case, to stop the wind turbines in the migration period, and so on. On the field, on the ground, when the construction is finished, practically the agriculture can use the lands without any restriction, except where is the foundation. You can have agriculture as you did it on the regular basis. So practically wind and solar are not hindering any activities around those two technologies. Going back to what we are doing in Romania, now in Romania we're having 4 projects for wind and different stages of development, and we are trying to start the construction this year for the first wind farm in Galați, 100 megawatts, which will apply for sure the best practices from our colleagues in Sweden related to biodiversity, related to relation with the stakeholders, local stakeholders, because it's very important to be open of the needs of the local stakeholders, and to apply the principle of the company, which it's with a history of more than 20 years, could translate the best practices in Sweden also in Romania. And we want to be an example for this sustainable development and construction in Romania. This is in general lines what OX2 is doing worldwide, but also what started to do in Romania in the energy field.
Thank you, Andrei. While our panel primarily focuses on Swedish innovation and technology for sustainability, it's essential to recognize the vital role that local expertise plays in driving environmental responsibility. Joining us next is Luminița Roșca, the General Manager of Stratos. She will share with us the Stratos expertise in environmental sustainability and discuss emerging trends that will impact businesses in Romania and globally. Luminița, the floor is yours.
I'm very happy to be here at this special event with distinguished speakers representing companies that are really preoccupied and innovative with the sustainability models for other companies. As a consultant, I will approach a more general topic about sustainability. I'd like to speak a little bit about to begin with a retrospective regarding sustainability history, let's say, in order to put a little bit the topic into the general context. At the international level, we began this journey with the 10 principles of UN Global Compact that were launched in 2000 on human rights, labor, environment, and anti-corruption. Globally, about 20 years ago, companies started to practice sustainability in different forms, developing eco-friendly products, reducing their consumption of resources, pollution, implementing sustainable procurement procedures, developing new products and services as the ones that were given as examples here, promoting diversity, inclusion, contributing to charity. So sustainability is not a new topic. Among the first companies to think of implement such practices were primarily large multinational companies, especially in the wake of scandals related to the use of children at work or major accidents, such as the one in Bangladesh at Rana Plaza. So companies then started to create code of conduct, started to measure environmental impacts, then appear CSR actions, ISO standards implementation, GRI standard, and more alike. In 2015, the 17 Sustainable Development Goals are adopted by United Nations, and the Paris Pact is signed in December of the same year, where the signatories pledged to reduce greenhouse emissions to stop global warming. At that moment, I remember that IPCC report, IPCC study was very relevant and worrying at the same time. In this way, sustainability became necessary and in some extent mandatory. So big companies started and medium and small companies are following them. In Romania, in my experience, what I saw, so is my personal opinion, this process or this vision started more shyly 10, 12 years ago, but I observe an acceleration in the sense that there are companies who have started to practice a business model based on creating long-term value, which stands for sustainability, and I see that they are constantly working on improvement. Of course, also in Romania, it started with CSR actions, initially created out from a marketing, PR perspective or cost reduction, and but the company found that they did value. The companies found that they added value to the company with these actions. At present, the obligation is given by directives that tend to become regulation, and companies that have not taken steps in this direction will have to do it because they have to comply. They will have to comply, and they will have to report. And we cannot report what we don't measure and what we do not do. The greenwashing directive, which imposes tough measures against unfair commercial practices. And we saw a few examples in the world and also in Romania, where environmental claims cannot be sufficiently sustained, will follow also this directive. But until the directive is already, I observe already an increased public penalization on exaggerated, on even misleading assumption. Will follow also the directive on sustainability due diligence of companies, which was provisionally agreed at political level since December 2023. companies will have to adopt and implement effective due diligence policies. We'll have to identify, we'll have to prevent, to mitigate and stop the potential damage to human rights and environment as a result of their activities. They will have also to adopt and to implement a transition plan for climate change mitigation in line with Paris Agreement for limiting global warming at 1.5 degrees Celsius. So the legislative spectrum will become more and more intense. Currently, what I see in Romania is making me happy that it is quite some preoccupation in this domain. I see this looking at partnerships, joining association, communities, events which are concerned with these topics. And this is an important indicator. I see the emergence of new services, such as car sharing, space sharing, the ones that my colleagues from this panel gave as examples. Repair, reintroduction of products on the market are gaining market share and are more and more visible, and they are having success. So this is another indicator. I observe also the preoccupation of the companies in the area of measuring environmental impact that are more and more numerous. So all these are good indicators for stating that we are on the right track, let's say. But of course, there are general notable challenges for them, for the companies, and I discussed with many companies, and they admit that they are having problems understanding the legislative cloud because it is very complex. The terminology used is very difficult to understand. Some of them is, for some of them, is difficult to make the difference between ESG, SDG, CSR, taxonomy, all these acronyms. Also, we have to be aware about the fact that the companies are already having legislative and fiscal burdens from other let's say authorities. Of course, it is a matter also of changing the mentality. It's very important, and the mindset is very important because on the business model, why a business should change the model, his model, if it is doing well, there are sales, there is profit. Why to change? Why what works well? We have costs involved, also substantial investment, restructuring function in the company, finding new employees with know-how for this new business and new roles. Also in terms of reporting, other challenges for company exists already. The complexity of data, the collection of data, analyzing, the choice of the right indicators, what to choose, what to report, what to measure. The human and financial resources needed make this process very difficult for the companies in Romania. However, every company needs to look at long-term challenges and risk. In the sense of risk and value, think about long-term goals and how they can overcome these challenges. For example, rising fuel prices affect products prices. The scarcity of resources can lead to disappearance of certain products. How does a company that put on Romanian market products can continue to sell these products at a competitive price? They should shorten its supply chain, develop local partnership, look for resources for alternatives or local produced products. If we are talking about taxing, unrecycled plastic packaging, it was a discussion that I have in the last period with a few companies that are concerned about having 100% recyclable plastic packaging. they started to work on their process, on the technological line, to change the packaging and to make it 100% recyclable. But they are wondering who will collect, who will recycle. Does Romania have the capacity to collect and recycle 100% of the plastic packaging that becomes waste in Romania? The business environment must raise these challenges to the authorities. Make partnership, find solutions together. For example, in America, big companies that are putting on market PET products are investing in recycling facilities. Although they don't have taxes in Europe, yes, for the packaging, but they do it voluntarily, not from, okay, we do as activists for environment, but they do it from business reasons, because they will grow year by year, and thus another branch will be added to their regular business, and others will come to recycle their packaging at their plants. In closing, because I want to keep the time, market research suggests that future market for sustainability-related products and services linked to UN development goals will generate market opportunities of over $12 trillion per year by 2030. So improving performance based on ESG should be seen as an investment to accessing new markets, developing new businesses, subsegments, new services, products, because it is a great demand for new products, for innovation. Companies can also reduce costs by improving operational efficiency during this process of being a more sustainable business. By measuring their own impact on the 3 pillars, ESG, organization can identify early risks are exposed to. And of course, for those interested, it is an opportunity to attract new investors, to access funds. One of the latest study, very interesting study, done by Morgan Stanley, the Institute of Sustainable Investing, which surveyed 300 companies, public and private companies in America, Europe, and Asia, shows that 85% of the respondents, so these companies are very big companies, more than $100 million per year as a turnover. This study shows that 85% of these respondents reporting that they see sustainability as a value creation opportunity. 53% view primarily as value creation, 32% as both value creation and risk mitigation, and 50% view sustainability primarily as a risk management. Only 1% responded that sustainability is not material to long-term corporate strategy. So in conclusion, companies need to take this step because they want to. They want a long-term business because they believe it brings them real benefits, and because they are aware that the risks, sustainability risk-related or climate change-related issues can be transformed into opportunities. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Luminița, for this global overview, of the global trends in sustainability. Our next speaker is Raluca Mocanu, the sustainability leader at IKEA Romania. Raluca is dedicated to advancing IKEA's sustainability agenda and fostering a culture of environmental responsibility. She will share insights into IKEA's Romania initiatives towards circular economy principles and their commitment to creating a more sustainable future for all.
thank you for inviting me in this panel. I want to share some facts about what IKEA is doing at the international, but mostly at the local level. And I will start a little bit with our sustainability agenda, because as many of you know, IKEA was founded with a simple but yet powerful vision to create a better everyday life for the many people. Our sustainability agenda, it's a strategy, it's called People, Planet, Positive, because we want to create an IKEA of the future that is more sustainable, accessible, and affordable for the many peoples and people. And why we want to do that? Because is our response to the challenges in the world that is around us. Our sustainability agenda has 4 pillars, because it is important to spread our sustainable behaviors also in the society we act in. And the first pillar is the healthy and sustainable living through, because we want to inspire and enable 1 billion people at a global-wise level, and because we want them to live a better life in the boundaries of the planet. And how we want to do that? It's by empower them to have a sustainable living at their home and the communities by the product and the services we provide to them. And also not only by our furniture and product, but also by the food product, because we have also this range of food product, and till 2030 we want that our food range to be 50% plant-based, also to encourage our customer to live a better life through a good diet. And also emerging to the topic of this panel, our main pillar, or until last year, the circular and climate positive was in 1 pillar, but seeing the need to do many action in each of them, from this year our sustainability strategy, it's based on circular economy and positive climate impact, because we want to reduce our green gas emission in line with 1.5% decouple. And how can we do that? By transforming our business in a circular one, and take transition to a circular economy, and also by integrating circular principle into our business operation, buildings, construction projects and retrofits, and putting circularity at the heart of our growth revenues, and also supporting other businesses to become circular. By what we are doing exactly on this pillar, we at IKEA Romania, because it's about our impact on national and local level, we have services that we provide to our customer, buyback and spare parts, because these 2 services come as an opportunity and the customers' needs to prolong the product of usage at their homes, because we saw that on our value chain, the most impact, one of the second impact of IKEA business, it's the usage of the product of the customer's home. So we encourage them to buy products and services that make them a circular living at their homes and the premises of their communities, because in this way we prevent the waste, and also to prolong this product. In such way, I can tell you that in the last financial years, more than 300,000 product was saved by co-workers and customers through these services. And we see the need of increasing our range that are in this provided in these services, because the customer needed. And last year we introduced the children range in this buyback service, and it was a huge impact because children's grow fast, and I don't know, bed cribs and so on are only used maybe 2 years. And my colleague from our recovery department tell us the product come back almost new because the children want to stay with their parents in beds and so on. And yes, we want to find more products to be suitable for these buyback services, and also the spare parts. The spare parts is very important because we cannot only we only have maybe some screws to replace, or maybe one bed side or something like that, and we can provide this to our customers. And yesterday, because on our sustainability tours to our coworkers, but not only to our coworkers, to schools, students, and NGOs, and others that are interested, we are open. My colleague from recovery said that 73 products, cost of products were saved by this department. So it's something that we see as a need, because the waste, it's not waste, it's second raw material, it's an income, they are money, and not only money, but also they prevent polluting the landfill. So our need is to provide this kind of services to our customers, and also to have a positive impact on the climate. We phase out gas usage in our stores from Bucharest by investing in solar panel, heat pumps, geothermal, because the land is providing us these resources, and we need to, and we have the capacity, the technological capacity to harvest them in the purpose not to use fossil fuels. But yes, there are investments, but not only they are shifted to have a healthy building and not polluting one, but also inspiring other companies to do that, because I'm sorry for not being here from the first from the first speaker, but for sure, sustainability, it's not expensive. Sustainability, it has to be seen as affordable, and in the future perspective, it's a need to have. And also the last pillar, but not the last, the least, it's fair and inclusive. And through this pillar, we want to create a better life for all the co-workers and communities we are in, providing decent work, decent wages and the benefits to all our co-workers, but not from all our co-workers, but also from the suppliers, co-workers, suppliers, because we have some internal audits from them that they are sharing our values as an IKEA, because we consider them, we have sub-suppliers, co-workers working in our stores, and they are treated equally as an IKEA employees. Also, we have a great impact in our communities, because yes, we are not only IKEA. I think every business has to be a good neighborhood to see participant, to shift the communities they are part in, and to bring a better life to the people that is around them, not even through services, in the emergencies, in the refugees crisis, we help a lot, but also to see in the biodiversity projects and so on. So this is shortly about what we do, and if there are questions, I'm open to it.
Thank you, Raluca, for your intervention. Joining us next is Cătălin Nache, the electromobility key account at Volvo Romania. Cătălin is at the forefront of Volvo's effort to promote electromobility and transition towards a greener transportation future. He will share Volvo's Romania initiatives in advancing electric vehicle adoption and enhancing the infrastructure for sustainable mobility.
This is our CO2 roadmap. 3 main technologies will help us reach zero. Combustion engines running on renewable fuels, fuel cell electric, and battery electric. The exact share between these technologies remains uncertain. Because there's no one silver bullet, to succeed, we have to offer different solutions for different needs. Battery electric trucks are already here and will dominate city distribution, regional transport, and construction. As the technology and the charging infrastructure develop, battery electric trucks will cover more and more transport needs. For demanding long-haul operations, suitable solutions will be fuel cell electric vehicles using hydrogen or a combustion engine running on renewable fuels such as bio-LNG and HVO. For all three paths, it's not only about what type of energy you use, but also where the energy comes from. Because our target is well to wheel. This means that the energy has to be produced from renewable sources. To achieve our goal, we have to offer several different solutions so that everyone around the world can find one that works.
We are happy to share our thoughts together with the other Swedish and Nordic companies. As all of us, we have a high focus on innovation, sustainability, and environmental care. Volvo Trucks has a long focus on fuel efficiency and road safety since many decades. The Paris Agreement made us to analyze the global challenges for the current period, which are climate change, growing population, and road safety. Environmental care was added naturally to our focus. We were focusing on fuel efficiency, so we added also the decarbonization focus. This is because the high majority of the emissions of our products are produced during the utilization of the trucks. The focus for sustainability started for Volvo Trucks more than 15 years ago. We started to study various alternative solutions and to how to reduce emissions significantly, and we presented our results to the EU representatives. In 2019, we decided on a CO2 emission reduction plan with ambitious targets. So we want to achieve a minus 50% reduction of the emissions by 2030 from the operation of our products. Up to 2040, we want to achieve 100% reduction. And by 2050, we want to achieve a net zero emission reduction. So we want to add the production, the internal logistic, the repair, and the spare products of our products to achieve a zero emissions, net zero emission. How we will meet our CO2 targets? We decided that we will provide the three solutions for decarbonization. First of them is the battery electric trucks. Electric trucks are the main decarbonization solution for the current decade. Because renewable energy, it's a huge opportunity for companies to use electric trucks in their operations. Second solution would be fuel cell electric, basically the hydrogen trucks. Hydrogen, it's also electric propulsion at Volvo Trucks, and it's a solution which is under testing on the road from 2023, and for which we plan from 2026 to start customer tests. The product launch will be towards the end of the decade, and it will be a mature solution after 2030. The alternative fuels start from the existing ones, the CNG, LNG, methanol, but they will develop into renewable alternative fuels. Just to talk a little bit about our mix of products for decarbonization. In 2020, we have launched the first electric trucks. These are medium-duty trucks used for city distribution, short regional distribution, and refuse collection. After that significant point, it's 2023, when we launch into production the electric trucks. These can be used for regional transportation. And in the beginning of 2023, we have launched also the heavy-duty electric trucks for urban construction applications and for crane trucks. The hashed area, it's the hydrogen area. This is for the future, where we think that hydrogen will be able to take over very well for international transport, the long haul, and for heavy transports. And of course, the light green area, it's for the renewable alternative fuels, which will have a smaller share in the future, but will continue to exist on the market. So as I announced, as from January 2023, we have a full range of electric trucks, almost for any transport application. Launching the heavy-duty trucks, tractors and rigids made us achieve an implementation of more than 6,000 electric trucks in 47 countries. The main continent is Europe, but we also have units implemented all over the world in the other continents. The main benefits of electric trucks are decarbonization and the fact that they can improve the operating costs based on the usage of the renewable energy. Taxation benefits started to be implemented. For example, in Bucharest, since this spring, we are able to enter the city without paying the taxes inside the restricted areas. When we discuss with our customers, we offer a complete solution for the electric trucks. This involves customized trucks for their operation, charging equipment and charging support, a Volvo Gold service contract, which guarantees to the customer the utilization of a truck for a minimum 8 years or 800,000 kilometers, and dedicated software applications for easier monitoring of the daily operations of an electric truck. Volvo Trucks is focusing on a complete transformation of our vehicles. Renewable propulsions, driveline efficiency, aerodynamics, improved safety features, and better batteries and charging specifications. In 2024, we have launched a new cabin, which is called Volvo Aero, which is offering improved aerodynamics and also offers a camera monitoring system, which is able to replace the classic mirrors. Volvo Aero comes also with new safety systems, which are above the current market regulations, so it's a more safe truck. About the market development in electromobility for Volvo Romania, ever since the beginning in 2022, we had a high interest for electric trucks dedicated to regional transport and distribution. Recently, at the end of 2023, we started to have significant inquiries also for construction trucks, recycling, and crane trucks. So in the past 2 years, we were able to implement 5 electric tractors, and we were extended using 2 demo tractors for doing tests with the customers across Romania. We are happy to announce that we have implemented 2 electric trucks, and we have tested an electric trucks with 2 of the companies attending this podcast. Together with the launch of the electric trucks to Romania, we developed also our workshops into electromobility. We have made investments in renewables. We have installed more than 800 kilowatts in solar panels, implemented charging stations, and now we are looking to replace our heat pumps to achieve more energy efficiency. So altogether, the main focus is to reduce the local CO2 emissions with 50% by 2025 on scope 2 on own buildings. 2024 means for Volvo Trucks a new and extended range with Volvo Aero cabin available for electric, diesel, and LNG, and 7 models available as electric trucks. In 2024, we launched also Volvo FM low entry cab, which is a truck dedicated for city applications, and is the first one in the range available only with electric propulsion. Volvo Trucks innovations for sustainability and energy efficiency are making the company a market leader in electromobility and a promoter for the future of the transport sector. Thank you again for the invitation. I hope I managed to present interesting insights about Volvo Trucks.
Now we will move on to the Q&A session. So let's begin with a question for each speaker. Teodora, following your presentation on Electrolux initiatives, how do you foresee the role of consumers' engagement involving in promoting sustainability, and what future strategies does Electrolux have in place to enhance this engagement?
Well, answering to your question, today's consumers are more empowered and have greater expectation than ever before. So sustainable product innovation that is built on deep consumer insights is as essential in driving profitable growth. On the other hand, as I mentioned before in my intervention, 85% of the climate impact in a life of a household appliances fall under the use phase. Therefore, it is very important to continue creating resource-efficient products, but also helping people understand the features and functionalities of the products and how to use them to adopt more sustainable behaviors. Therefore, we need to continue our efforts to educate consumers and be transparent of our solution and benefits in all our communication. And we see this as an opportunity to find new ways to get closer to our consumers, to make them more conscious of their environmental impact, and also to engage them in building our various projects. So in this perspective, to contribute to a growing generation that consciously makes sustainable choices and have this long-term vision every time they add a product to their shopping cart. So I will conclude by emphasizing that only together we as company and the consumers can reach the sustainable goals.
Next question is for Adrian Geller from Autoliv, Romania. Adrian, building on the sustainable practices you've shared, what are the next steps for Autoliv in advancing its sustainability goals, particularly in terms of innovation in supply chain management?
Thank you, Nicoleta. So we are following our vision of saving lives, and our efforts are aligned with the broader society agenda related to sustainability. And this is how we are developing our product, inventing our product, reshaping the mobility safety solutions as well. We are looking to see how our products could continue, or if we need to change or redesign our products in such a way that the final impact will be almost zero, and we'll have zero emission for our customers as well, keeping the safety first, as mentioned before. So it's a long journey. We are at the beginning. We are developing a lot of initiatives and strategies together with our colleagues also in Romania, and it's a nice journey. And I would say in somehow we could speak about technological revolution and with a lot of innovation, and we are happy to live those times in terms of product developments. Not easy ones, but important ones. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question is for Raluca Mocanu from IKEA, Romania. Raluca, given IKEA's impressive effort in implementing circular economy principles, what future projects or innovations is IKEA Romania planning to reduce its environmental impact further and promote sustainability?
As I mentioned before, we want to create new services or for our customers to have a more circular behavior, and we want to include a new range in the buyback services and the spare parts, and also we want to have partnership with external companies that make us to prolong the products at their homes, repairing them and so on, and to donate maybe to NGOs that needs them the most. And also we want to create more circularity workshop to our customers to to know how to prolong the products at their homes, what their needs from this part. We also we will learn. At international level, global-wise level, we seek to new materials from mattresses, recycling mattresses. A new project is for feathers, because in pillows and so on, we have feathers, and we never stop seeking new ideas and new projects, because every product we made can be a circular one. And also we are focusing on compost also. Here in IKEA Paladi had a composter for a pilot with in the research project, and we want to have it the own one, because we want that the food from our coworker restaurant, from the customer restaurant, to become compost, to be sold on shelves. So this is a product that needs yes, it's investing time, money, but we see it as an opportunity to give the customers what they want, because they are the heart of, beside the coworkers, the heart of our business, and we need to provide them what they need and what they request to us. And from this approach, we will all be together and move to a circular economy. Thank you.
Next question is for Mats Lundin from Emergy, Romania. Mats, what do you see as the biggest opportunity for growth in Romania's renewable energy sector, and how is Emergy positioning itself to lead this growth?
That's clearly a very large opportunities here in Romania. Romania has very good wind resources. It has very good solar resources. What we do need to see is that the authorities are putting more money into the infrastructure in order to bring the electricity from our power plants to the consumers or the other industries that are needed. We are continuing operating, and my colleague here from OX2 had a very nice outline about all the sustainable processes that we are using in the development of our facility, but we will continue. We have 700 megawatt, which transfers into several hundreds of wind turbines in our portfolio, and we hope to be able to bring more opportunities like that here to the market, and hiring more people in our office downtown Bucharest. So thank you very much.
Next question is for Andrei Manea from OX2 Romania. Andrei, reflecting on your presentation about renewable energy projects, what are the most promising renewable energy technologies OX2 is looking to invest in, and how do you plan to overcome regulatory or market barriers in Romania?
Yes, thank you, Nicoleta, for the question. Definitely we'll continue with the wind projects. That's in our DNA, and we are good on this. And for sure, we're going to implement and build in Romania our first wind farm, starting with this year. And with this occasion, I will invite you at the end of the construction to see practically an operational wind farm. I think it's a good experience for everybody to see an inside of the wind turbine, to climb on top of the wind turbine. It's something unique. It's an experience which I recommend it. Besides wind, for sure we'll continue with solar, and also having in mind the agri PV projects, in order to accommodate also agricultural activities, but in the same time the production of electricity. For sure, we started also with storage. We have some ideas of project in Romania in order to storage the electricity in some periods of the day, and to inject it into the grid when, for example, during the night, when the sun is not helping us to produce electricity, or when we have a lot of wind, we can storage the electricity, and after that to inject it to the network when it's more needed. Related to barriers in Romania, yes, there are some barriers, but from my point of view, Romania is well positioned compared with other EU countries related to the general framework for the regulatory and legislative point of view. In order to develop projects, renewable projects in Romania, we have a very good timeline for wind 2, maybe 2.5 years in order to have a project ready to build. Shorter one of 1.5 years for solar. So compared with other countries, we are very well from this point of view. What we could improve, for sure, there are lots of things could be improved. There is practically the speed of which the national authorities are implementing what is coming from the European Commission, from the regulation and directives. And second, I think it's important to have, more informed local authorities, because practically we are not developing in Bucharest or Cluj or whatever big city in Romania. We are developing around the country in small municipalities where the employees are not aware of the legislative framework, and this is hindering practically our businesses, not having informed local authorities, and this could be improved, and we think it could be done easily. Thank you.
Next question is for Luminița Roșca from Stratos. Luminița, what emerging trends in environmental regulations and sustainability practices do you see having the most significant impact on businesses shortly, and how is Stratos positioning itself to help clients navigate these changes?
Thank you, Nicoleta, for the question. It's really challenging to speak in 2 minutes about what you asked me. The trends I mentioned earlier, so I will not repeat. So we are talking mainly about the transposition of CSRD and the implementation of ESG framework, which requires clear and more ambitious social governance and environmental targets, measurable indicators, auditing of sustainability reports to be prepared by the company. So this is let's say, the more important regulation or directive. So in this respect, to help our clients navigate among all these new and upcoming regulation, and because sustainability is not only about environment, we are speaking in this context as well about social economy, education, governance, circular economy. We have developed interdisciplinary skills within the team that allows us to understand the interaction between all these areas. It is very important for a consultant on sustainability, above the knowledge of the legislation in the field and the interdisciplinary skills, to have the vocabulary of the business environment, to speak the language of the company in order to really help. We have to understand why the company needs to comply, what it helps with it, to see the value of the compliance, the risk of non-compliance. To do this, we have very well to understand the company's business, organizational culture, its domain, the competition, the challenges of the industry that they are already having, in order to be able to help the client and to show him how to change to turn the challenges into benefits. So this is what we are doing at Stratos in order to have the big picture and to share it with the companies.
Thank you all for participating in this valuable discussion on innovation and sustainability. We have had the opportunity to hear fascinating perspectives and solutions from leaders across various industries. If you have additional questions or wish to continue the discussion, we encourage you to reach out to us. Once again, thank you to our panelists for their informative presentations and to the audience for your attention and participation. Have an inspiring and wonderful day.